Saints 365 is a passion project to glorify God and honor His saints. This project is based upon the book, The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler.
July 24th. Saint Christina, Virgin and Martyr. Saint Christina was the daughter of a rich and powerful magistrate named Urbain. Her father, who was deep in the practices of heathenism, had a number of golden idols, which our saint destroyed, and distributed the pieces among the poor. Infuriated by this act, Urbain became the persecutor of his daughter. He had her whipped with rods and then thrown into a dungeon. Christina remained unshaken in her faith. Her tormentor then had her body torn by iron hooks and fastened her to a rack beneath which a fire was kindled. But God watched over His servant and turned the flames upon the onlookers. Christina was next seized, a heavy stone tied about her neck, and thrown into the lake of Bolsena, but she was saved by an angel and outlived her father, who died of spite. Later, this martyr suffered the most inhuman torments under the judge who succeeded her father, and finally was thrown into a burning furnace, where she remained unhurt for 5 days. By the power of Christ she overcame the serpents among which she was thrown. Then her tongue was cut out, and afterwards, being pierced with arrows, she gained the martyr's crown at Tyro, a city which formerly stood on an island in the lake of Bolsena in Italy, but was long since swallowed up by the waters. Her relics are now at Palermo in Sicily. Also celebrated on July 24th, St. Francis Solano, Confessor. The Diocese of Cordova in Spain was the birthplace of this saint, who won many thousands of souls to God. From his earliest years he was characterized by a modest behavior, prudent silence, and edifying meekness. His education was entrusted to the Jesuit fathers, and later he entered the order of St. Francis. Soon he excelled everyone in the house in humility, obedience, fervor in prayer, and self-denial. In 1589 he sailed for South America to preach the gospel to the natives of Peru. While near shore, the ship struck rocks, and there was danger of drowning. The captain hurried the officers and principal passengers into the only boat there was, and tried to induce the missionary to accompany them, but he refused to do so. Consoling the remaining passengers, he prayed fervently and alone kept up his hope in God's mercy. At last, rescuers arrived and all were taken in safety. The missionary did not confine his ministry to Lima. He visited the forests and deserts inhabited by the natives, and by degrees he won their trust and in this way baptized 9,000. He was then recalled to Lima, which at that time was like a godless Nineveh. Francis preached to the hardened sinners, and the whole city became converted. Finally, after a painful sickness, his last words being, "God be praised," his soul departed this earth on July 14, 1610. He was declared blessed by Pope Clement X in 1675, and canonized by Benedict XIII in 1726. His feast day is held on July 24th. Reflection. St. Francis Solano was an apostle of charity and peace. He stopped the duels and healed the feuds of the Spanish settlers, and taught them forbearance to the conquered race. This, then, is perfect charity, to make peace between those who are enemies, and to do this for the sake of Christ, who is our peace. St. Christina and St. Francis Solano, pray for us.
Saints 365 is narrated by Rob Roller, edited by Josh Bach, and produced by Our Local Parish Productions. Funding for this project is made possible by Catholic businesses. Please go to the business directory at ourlocalparish.com to support these generous businesses. Thank you for listening. God bless.